All right, guys, welcome back. This is RE Geeks, baby. We are going to be talking about everything tech. We're in the holiday season right now, and so we're going to be kind of going out and looking over all the different pros and cons. If you, whoops, hit the wrong button. If you're a real estate agent or if you're a buyer or a seller, is the holiday time the right time to buy or sell or list properties? So we're going to go over that. But Michael Fielding is coming in hot, baby.
Wait, I have to interrupt you. You actually messed up the intro.
I know. Shut up. I always do that.
Wait, it's worse than what you think.
No, it's not.
What part do you think I'm talking about?
I said the RE Geeks, the right name.
Yeah, but you didn't tell them who you were.
Well, I'm not even done with my intro.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Oh, per my co-host over here, my name is Greg McDaniel. This is Michael Fielden, the one that interrupts everybody. And we're going to be talking tech. We're going to talk real estate. We're going to be talking holiday marketplaces. Michael, welcome, brother. What's going on?
Greg, how the hell are you? We are going to start by talking about one of my favorite subjects.
What?
Coffee.
Ooh.
Okay, guys, I'm looking. I know that there's not many people viewing this live, but as you watch this, I want your feedback. What coffee are you drinking? I am done with Starbucks coffee.
Good.
I am done with Pete's coffee. Starbucks tastes watery to me. Pete's tastes burnt. And the local coffee shop that I have, God, I love them down there, but their coffee isn't that good. So I went to Costco and I thought it was My Comfort coffee, but it's really not. It's Mount Comfort coffee, and it's from Peru. It's whole bean coffee. I would normally buy a dark roast. This is a medium, but it actually smells good. And it was 2.5 pounds because they couldn't fit 3 in all the extra space. And it was $20 on sale at Costco. So, Greg, we're going to try this. And I am hoping to God that it is at least tolerant because I have 2.5 pounds of it.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. And I drink about 3 or 4 cups a day, and then I switch to iced tea. And so I am ready to begin, and I'm excited about today's topic. I know what we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about whether or not you should list your home. And Greg and I are going to take 2 different standpoints on this.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to take one side. I am currently working with 3, not 4.
Good.
Could be 4.
Good job on math, buddy.
Well, I was working with 4, and I was thinking 4, but one of my clients actually took off. He works in he buys parts for a company that makes things, and he's in China. And I was like, oh, cool. That's always going to be fun on Thanksgiving. He's like, they don't celebrate.
They don't care, man. It's just another work day.
They don't care. So there it is. So I am working with 3 people right now that want to buy a home. And I think when people get motivated and they get started, they get excited about the process. And I have one guy that was about to write an offer and decided that it just wasn't the right timing for him. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't the right house. So we're still looking, but now he's got the mojo there. And Greg, there's no homes.
Well, that's because there's a lot of different things. I want to jump into it because we have so much to cover here, for real estate agents, buyers, and sellers, the pros and cons on everything. But the holiday season is not something that people should probably just look over. I mean, it's one of the times, the fourth quarter is generally one of the times we take a lot of our listings because we're not competing with everybody else. Now, a lot of real estate agents go out there and they're just like, meh. I'm just going to take the week off, the month off, the half a year off, the quarter off, whatever. But the reality is this. Life keeps shifting, keeps moving. So there's buyers, there's selling, we're moving, we're investing, there's someone passed in the family, there's a new baby born, there's a new job creation, there's a job transfer. Life is consistently happening. So, or if you just want to buy a house for your mother-in-law that she can come and stay in when she comes to see you for the extended holidays so that you can have your peace of mind. Now, that is, of course, a joke. But let's jump directly into this when it comes to inventory and kind of for real estate agents, Michael. Do you want to take the pros or the cons for real estate agents? Which one would you like to tackle? Because I'll tackle the other side. Because we only have 3 on the pros and 2 on the cons. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take the cons, and I'm actually going to add a little to our pre-done list. So do you want me to start?
Sure. Well, let's go negative and go positive. So walk me through why you think it's not a good time to list a seller's property.
Okay, so I'm going to take number one that isn't even on this list that's been a huge problem for me in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
The weather sucks.
Okay, so the weather, well, you're in California, so it's really relative, correct? So if you're in Chicago, New York, Maine, I mean, those are different weather
Yeah,
elements
but
you need to keep in
I
mind.
think the fact of the matter is, even in those other places, they're getting snow. We're getting rain, and rain is a bear,
You
right?
know how Californian you sound? Oh my God, there's droplets from the sky. It's going to ruin my showing. Otherwise,
Oh, Greg, I had to take my shoes off.
oh, shut up.
I don't like
It's
taking
like
my
TSA.
shoes off.
It's like
So
TSA.
that's number one for me. Number two is there are scheduling challenges. I'm
Yes.
working with these three people, and some of them actually want to celebrate Thanksgiving. Some of them got family coming in. They can't go see as many things.
True.
Some of them are like, well, there's football on, and it is football, right? It's not
The
baseball.
foosball. Yes. As
Foosball,
Adam
foosball,
Sandler would say.
foosball.
The foosball.
So, that's a big one. These family events, this is huge. People love doing this.
They do. They do like it, and that is an issue with scheduling. Okay, I totally hear you on that, but I want to hear your next one because this is the
Okay.
one that really gets my brain moving a little bit.
My next one is actually a mind over matter thing, and I know how you're going to tackle this. And what I'm going to tell you is that some sellers fear low traffic. Okay.
Right.
And they're like, I'm going to put my house on the market. And Greg, I'm going to put my house on the market. And here's the problem that I have is you're only going to see 6 people through here. And
How
then
many
it's
people-
like, I'm going to,
But Michael, I'm going to stop you. Riddle me this one, Batman. How many people can buy a house? How many contracts can be accepted on a property that close?
1.
Great. So why is there a problem with 6 people coming through?
I don't have a problem with it, but is it going to keep me from getting top dollar?
We don't. Well, top dollar is only what a willing and able buyer is going to be willing to pay for the property, right? So
Yeah.
if you have a property listed for just a round number, $1 million, or let's say 500,000, right? And they come in at 500,000, which you asked for, but you're looking for 530,000, 540,000, 550,000. Are you really losing out, or are you getting exactly what you asked for?
Wait,
The riddles keep going.
let's talk for 10 seconds,
No. Okay.
2 minutes about clear pricing.
Well, that's a totally different thing because, like in your neck of the woods, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, I mean, it's not clear pricing. It's very much on the other side of that. So I hear where you're coming from. Go.
Just ran into a problem. Buyer made an offer. Boom. Seller's agent said, well, they really wanted over asking.
Yeah, well, that's not your problem. Then price it where you want it.
And my buyer couldn't afford it. So I could afford what they were asking, but they didn't take it. And I know that in Oakland, California, on the East Bay, which is a very unique market, there's a lot of scenarios where people are like listing their properties for what, 500,000 under what they're hoping to get.
Well, it's generally a 35% margin. So if you want a certain price, generally they're going to price it about 35%, 15 to 35% under the actual required or requested or thought potential value would be. That's how some of the Bay works in the Contra Costa area and up here. Well, not up here, but up in like the Sacramento and Grass Valley neighborhoods. It's like you price for the sale. You don't price for the hypothesis of getting multiple offers and then getting above what you actually have it listed for, so they can brag to your family members during Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. Oh, I got blah over my listing. No, it's about getting your nut and taking it home and and just living with it and just being happy that you got what you need to move on to the next stage of life.
So that less clear pricing is coming to the San Jose area. And I just want to point out to all of you guys that of the two of us, I am the less real estate person and more technical person.
You are. You're definitely more
Therefore, in a traditional environment, I would be wearing the hat with the little propeller on the top. Today is Greg's day.
only if you're old enough to know what that means is funny.
It's
Okay, so that's the cons.
Can we paint that fan?
Yes, we can paint that fan behind me. Is it really like right above my head? Yep,
Red,
it's right
yellow,
above my head.
blue, red, yellow, blue.
Perfectly. There we go.
There we
Perfect.
go.
There we go. All right, you psychopath. Let's get on to what's positive for real estate agents in the real estate market. Here are the pros for the holiday season, guys. I'm going to go through them really quickly because we got a lot to go over here today. The pros for real estate agents for listing during the holidays, less competition. It's true. Your buyers are looking and you put your property. I mean, if there's buyers that are looking, and you put your property on the market, look, I say this every time during the show, guys. These little things called smartphones, they never turn off unless you lose battery or drop them in the toilet. But you know what? Here's the thing. Consumers are always going to be what? Consuming. So give them something to consume. Second one is going to be serious buyers only. That's really true. Michael mentioned to the fact that, during the holiday season, he had to take off his shoes. He felt like he was going to TSA through SFO, and he didn't like that idea. But if you have a serious buyer coming through, like Michael's working with several serious buyers right now, and they're ready to go out and look at stuff because they want a home to host their next Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday, New Year's celebration party, whatever it is. But serious buyers are going to be coming through. The looky-loos, forget about them. They're going to be doing the family thing, and you don't want them through there anyways because they're just going to waste your time. And third, here on the pros, better marketing visibility. Now, why is better marketing visibility important? It's because it's the blue water and the red water hunting thought pattern. So the blue water is doing something that nobody else is doing, aka marketing during the holiday season. Red water hunting is doing exactly what everybody else does. Now, Bob, down the row from you in the cubicles or in the offices, Bob's going to take this fourth quarter generally off. He's going to justify it. I want time with my family. I want to do more things with my kids and my wife or my husband and my kids or whatever the scenario is. Here's the reality. Sellers and buyers, especially buyers, don't give a rat's rear end what you're going to do with your family. They want to get into a house to celebrate with their family. So take advantage of it. Your holiday listings can really, give you a high IOR. I can't talk to this morning. ROI. Good Lord, McDaniel. Talk about being dyslexic. For your time and expenses and staging and all the upfront marketing, you can really get a good ROI on this stuff. It stands for return on investment, by the way, since I couldn't figure it out the first time. But Michael, since you're doing negative, I'm doing positive. Let's talk about sellers. Why would they might want to wait until after the holidays?
Well, I think that some of them are going to want to wait because they think that their days on market is going to climb.
Okay.
And it's going to climb around the week of Thanksgiving that nobody's going to be looking, or it's going to be nobody looking between Christmas and New Year's. I think that it's hard. There's also the con of if I am actually living there, which I don't recommend, people are going to be coming in when I have cookies and candy and all that stuff going on, and maybe eggnog with a little bit of whatever you
adult
put in
spirits.
With adult spirits, adult eggnog. And you don't necessarily want them to see Uncle Bob on the recliner with his boxers on watching the football game.
Well, that's an improvement, actually, since Bob, Uncle Bob wasn't wearing boxers yesterday. So we're stepping in the right direction here.
Tidy whities.
Oh, God, that just brings home like a lot of memories from what's that, Family Vacation with Chevy Chase? Just shut up with this stupid fan. Okay. Moving forward, what's your other two why sellers might want to wait?
I think sellers might want to wait because they think that they're going to get more people through, which is going to create an environment that, and it's funny, you said blue and red water. I was thinking, ooh, he's going to talk about blood in the water, but they think that that's going to create a bit of an opportunity that they might not otherwise have. And I think it's really important that people realize that the market's going to be what the market is. And I'm going to flip the scenario, Greg, and I'm going to ask you to talk about what is going to happen with prices next year, especially if interest rates don't drop.
Oh man, that is a complicated question. Um, let me do this first. Let me give the pros, and I'm going to double back. And there's a
Are
reason
there
why I
more
want to double
pros?
back on this. Because I think there's a lot of stuff that we need to unpack here very quickly. I think the rates, whatever they're going to do, it's going to shift and change. Obviously, naturally, is how what it typically does. I think the affordability is going to continually become more accessible, if I might use the proper terminology, for the future buyers. I see prices coming down, but I'll give you a full inventory and breakdown here in a second. But so here's the pros for sellers. Why you would want to list during the holidays. And I tell this to my sellers quite a bit. And thankfully, sometimes they listen, but here they are. I'm going to go through them really quickly. There's only four. Number one, inventory drops by 25 to 40%, boosting the home's visibility. It's very, very, very true. Because like Michael was saying, a lot of people don't want to see Uncle Bob sitting on the back on the recliner with his boxers on with no t-shirt after just getting in the jacuzzi, and he hasn't worked out in a century and a half. So that's why inventory drops, because family and friends are in town. Number two, buyers are looking now. They are very serious. So as a seller, if you want serious buyers and not the people that come through on Saturday and Sunday on in July, June, and August of the high selling season, this is when serious buyers come in. Number three, homes look warm, cozy, and inviting. So when you have the decorations up, you got this, the socks hanging from, not the socks, but where the Santa puts in all the treats for the kiddos, right? Those little small little gifts above the hearth. You have that going on. You got the cookies, you got the baked goods, you got the good smelling ham. I mean, or turkey, whatever your jive is, or seafood. But it smells.
Coffee.
Oh, and good coffee. Well spoken, sir. But I mean, it feels and smells like a home that you want to come back to, not a cold, dead property where it's cold inside, the lights are off. Nope, there's no smells. It's just a totally different experience. And then the last one is the pros for putting your home on the market is this: relocation buyers. I mean, end of the year transfers. I mean, it could be motivated. I just found out we're having a kid, or our grandma just passed away. We need to sell the house, whatever it is. There are active people on a consistent basis out there. And so sellers, I would highly recommend putting on the market. Like I said before in this video, the fourth quarter has always been one of our highest, reaching, or it's one of the best quarters for us because so many people stop working and we never stop working. Okay, enough about sellers. Let's jump into buyers. Michael, what are the risks why a buyer wouldn't want to do something right now?
So I think buyers may not want to move because there's fewer homes on the market. There are more sellers that are thinking, hey, I'm not going to put this on until next year. And that creates a situation where there are fewer homes. However,
true.
That does not mean if you're looking to buy, that doesn't mean they're going to be better homes. And it's always good to know the market. You have less competition out there. You're not going to run into people. It's interesting. We talk about less competition, Greg. I went to a home in Campbell.
Right.
This past was Saturday, touring a new buyer. And it was the first open home. For those that you don't know, Campbell is like a hotbed for the 25 to 50-year-olds. There's a lot of clubs. There's a lot of restaurants, tons of walkability, all of that. Okay, this is a week before Thanksgiving, right? Or the week of, depending on how you look at it. And I kid you not, it was take a number to get in walking room in this place. 1,800 or so square feet. And when we got in there, I went with my client because I didn't want him to get stolen. We got in there. There were 40 people inside.
Did you say 4 or 40?
40.
Holy mackerel socks.
And they made us take our shoes off because it was raining.
There were
like, it could have been a shoe store out front. Okay, so Really cool. I sat outside afterwards. So I was there for maybe 40 minutes total. There were not less than 40 people there the whole time. It looked like somebody was having a block party. It was crazy. So there's an advantage and a disadvantage. If you're in a high market area, things don't slow down. There's some pent up demand out there in the key markets. People are looking for homes. You want to keep on that. I also think that as you look at these homes, people might need to move faster than they have in other times of year. And if you're a buyer, you've got to consider that. Some people are trying to take advantage of the tax scenario. Get into a house this year. They have cash they have to spend, or they want to put that money down, or they just want to start the year off on the right foot. That becomes a risk for you because people are going to be motivated to do something. If you also aren't at the same level of motivation, you may miss out. I think it's a great time to buy if you want to leverage better terms. Okay. You could give people rent backs. You could say, instead of giving you that extra $10,000, let me give you 30 days of free rent back, 29 days, because we don't want to turn it into a lease. There's also going to be less competition for you. Theoretically, if you're looking for a niche property, you are going to run into fewer people out there in the market.
Well, describe niche. Are we talking about, we're not talking about general, construction like from Toll Brothers or from any of the major national builders. We're talking about a flip property or a property like you ran into with one of your buyers that's over like the balcony or the deck is over a river. That's kind of a niche property.
Correct? That is a very niche property. It was very unique, built on the side of the hill, literally 100 feet of walking to get to your house, but you get there and it's an oasis, right? Yeah. This is what I would consider a unicorn. It was priced above market. It was priced because when you fall in love with a view, it's like I'd sit there in the rain with my shoes off and look at the water. Okay, those are things you don't get. That is a niche. I think the people that are hurting right now are the builders, right? Because they have a glut of homes that people don't necessarily want to look at, and their construction window slows down because of the weather, right?
So here's a thought pattern. What if you're an agent, Michael, like you and I both are? What about during the holiday season? Instead of going like, oh, damn it. I'm sorry, I muted myself. This microphone is very touchy. Let's say you're a real estate agent or you're a consumer. Let's work both sides of the scenario, and then we're going to do a summary on this. And then I want to jump back to your market predictions, kind of what you asked me earlier in the show. Here's this. What if you are in Alamo, California, San Jose, California, Tupelo, Mississippi, Dallas, Texas, Miami, Florida, New York City, pick a spot, Chicago, Illinois.
It's cold.
It's so cold. But here's this. Think about this. What if you went out there and you were proactive and you started calling all the sales offices of these home builders or the HR department or whoever is connected over there and saying, hey, look, I know you guys have these new developments at blah, blah, and blah, and blah, locations here in town. Could I have the opportunity to market these homes for you? I'll pay for it. I'll do the marketing on my site through my social media, and I'll get the word out about your new product. Now you just built up an inventory you didn't have before. Now you don't have them listed, but you have the ability legally or in writing that you can go market these properties, and then you can, get the buyers. You sign the buyer over to the actual sellers, sellers agents of the home builder. They send you a commission check. Boom, done. You did nothing but marketing. There are a couple of guys on my old podcast, two young guys. They went out and they did that exact same thought pattern. They built a funnel, which Michael can do because he's techie, right?
Yep.
And you can get all the people looking for new homes, and then you just literally get their contact information, where they're looking, send it over to the home builder. Bing, bang, boom. You get a commission check in the mail. You don't do a gosh darn thing. That is the out of the box thinking when it comes to holiday marketplaces. Michael, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, my thought number one, Greg, we don't send checks in the mail anymore.
Okay, fine. Wire transfer, whatever. Actually, I do have a check coming tomorrow, so they actually do send checks.
It's because Greg doesn't live where there's a regular bank. His money comes via pony.
And bird, but hey,
Brrrt, brrrt.
who
Yeah,
knows?
but you have to pay extra for the birds.
So
Okay, so number one, Greg, I think they're already doing that. There is a builder here in Sunnyvale that is offering a winter bonus for real estate professionals. Rather than
does that include you?
that, sometimes I'm always not always professional, but so what they are doing is they are now offering you 2.5% commission if you bring them a buyer. Okay,
See how that works?
I'm sorry.
See how that works? So, Michael, let's talk about that very, 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 very quickly.
But I haven't
How
told you
can
the
you?
best part.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My apologies.
All you have to do is give them their name and send them over.
Yep. That's
You
all
don't
you
have to do no paperwork,
Nothing.
no documents, no DocuSign. Well, there's one DocuSign. It's called a referral agreement. And then you don't get 25% of the commission. You get 2.5% of the sale. So, Greg, these townhomes start in Sunnyvale at $2 million.
But that's the whole point. People say you can't list or sell homes during the holidays, but in reality, people are still buying new homes. So why in the heck wouldn't you get in front of that?
Yep.
I mean,
Get
it's
out there
really
and do it.
easy.
Get out there and do it. So, hey, I do want to talk about that because I know that you are in to the cold calling and getting business.
Yeah.
Not the next show after this because I won't be done by then, but the show after that, I have built an agent that you are going to hate and love.
Good.
We are going to be talking in 2 weeks about an agent that I am building to do cold calling.
I would love to see that person, but let's sidestep my future nemesis. Let's talk about here. Let's do the overall summary on this, and then I want to get back to the stats that you asked me originally in the show in regards to national numbers. Okay, so here's the overall summary in my opinion, and you can counter me or you can't, or won't, or will. Just depends on kind of where your thought is. Number one, low inventory plus motivated buyers equals strong results, and I've found that to be very powerful, especially if a good lender that's willing to work through the holidays. I mean, absolutely think about that. Serious buyers and sellers are always wanting to make deals. End of story. Michael,
Yep.
you're a very intelligent, intuitive man, and I'll tell you one thing: if you and your wife you are going to be, purchasing another home, and if the right home came along during the holiday season, would you balk at it or would you take the
No.
opportunity?
I think I'd take the opportunity partly because as a buyer, your money is worth a lot this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
People are motivated. They don't want their house to sit on the market. If they've decided to list, they are listing for potentially a very specific reason. So when you do this, make sure that you go into it being realistic.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think as a buyer, you're going to go in, and if you want to buy a house, you want to buy a house. I want it now. It's like people don't go to the car dealership for 6 months and, kick tires. The Ford F-150 is the number one selling truck in the United States for like 100 years in a row.
F-150 is the best selling truck.
Yeah. If you want to go in and buy a truck, you're going to go kick the tires, you're going to find a color, and then you're going to get a deal. And when are you going to go? You're going to go at the end of the month. Like this is go at the end of the year. I think the flip side is if you are an agent and your client is willing to list now, the quality of buyer that you get is going to be better than the potential quality you get in other times of the year. I would rather have one highly motivated client come in and want to buy a home than 5 of these wishy-washy people who just want a good deal.
I agree with you 100% on that one. 100%.
So,
go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off again.
So I think, this time of year, don't be afraid of it.
Okay,
Buyer,
so just
seller,
go for it is what you're saying, right?
Just go for it. Yep.
Okay. That's a really good thing. I mean, in all honesty, as an agent and or as a consumer. This is actually something I just thought about, Michael, which I really haven't seen done. In all honesty, or just haven't looked for it. So some of the takeaways here that I have is, if you're an agent, do a 60-second TikTok or short or reel talking about the properties you have, your clients, accessibility, talk about their, they want to get to Miami, Florida. They're here in Northern California. They want to be there by February. If you're an active buyer here in the area, come take a look at 123 Main Street, so on and so forth. But here's the twist, which I just thought about. What if you encouraged your clients to go on to TikTok or shorts or reels and say, hey, my name is Bob and Sue Smith. We're looking to move to San Jose, California. We're looking for 3-bed, 2-bath, third of an acre, under $5 trillion. And we would like to be walking distance to the beach, right? Now, they tag you in that, or they do it on your page. Then all the information, all the comments come back to you. So you can get that video, post it onto your TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. Now you have a buyer, a real buyer that's asking for help, that they need to find something. Now, all of a sudden, social media goes to work for you. You're not the creepy real estate agent. You're the guy who's helping the seller and the buyer facilitate a transaction. I like my idea, Michael. I got to tell you, I'm not going to be jealous about it.
That's not a bad one. Although, Greg, I am just going to point out that most people like me don't want to get on camera.
Right, but what if you did something audio? There's a lot of things on Facebook, Instagram. You can do an audio recording. You can take that MP3, you can upload it, and you can push it back out there. Or you can have your clients get on camera. You're on camera, they're on off camera, but they're on audio.
Yeah.
You post it really quickly. That's another way you can do it.
I got an even better one, Greg.
Oh, dude.
You could take a picture and make one of those talking heads like the jibber jabber.
Yeah.
Up.
You can do that too.
All right. So we're at 32 minutes.
So overall takeaways, Michael, is holiday market, well, let me say that correctly. Is the holiday market the right time for a buyer or seller to do a transaction, or would you recommend them to wait?
I would encourage them to go for it. Buy when you're ready to buy. Go look at the market. You may not find the home you want because inventory is low, but at least you've educated yourself. On the other hand, if you do find the unicorn that's going to make you happy, you're not going to have a ton of competition. You're going to be the one out there going to get that home, and you do not even have to slow down. You can speed up and get yourself through the process because everybody has more time during these holiday hours.
I agree 100%. I mean, with the inventory dropping between 25 to 40%, that really makes your property stand out. And the active buyers that are pre-approved, ready to rock, they're going to notice your property. And everything comes down to pricing. Yep. Michael and I were talking about that on our pre-show conversation. And it really is true. It's not your actually, you know what? It wasn't you. Yes, it was you. And another guy, my buddy Stefan, I was talking to. It doesn't matter all your gimmicks, all your jingles, all your jangles, all your scripts, all this, everything. If the property is priced right and it meets the criteria that your sellers want to sell for and your buyers want to buy for, you got a golden ticket, baby.
Yep.
Make sure it's priced correctly for the market. Have that conversation. There's three ways of pricing a property. I can either price it 3 to 5% above the market to get people's interest. I can price it at market value per comps, or I can market it at 3 to 5% below market value to get potential multiple offers. So it's really how you want to play it, but those are your 3 marketing options. Or you just don't sell it and that's your 4th. But
yeah,
that's my takeaway, Michael. What's your last word, my dear friend?
My last word is, if you are an agent right now, do not slow down. Accelerate into 2026. Be the best you that you can be, and plan on hitting the ground running on December 31st. Don't wait until the 10th of January before you're like, oh, I'm going to start marketing. Start now, start today, keep going. Because the buyers and sellers that Greg and I are talking about need agents.
They do. We really do. That's not a joke. I mean, they need a lot of help out there. And Michael, I just got to tell you, man, excellent job on that answer. So,
Yes. Greg's got the sound effect board going, which is always exciting.
yes, I do.
I feel like we're on Friends.
All right. So my takeaway here is this. Like Michael said, I'm going to reiterate his words. If you really want to sell, really want to buy, this is not a time to slow down. If you're a real estate agent, this is not a time to slow down marketing. This is when you double down. You go into ChatGPT, you go into Grok, you go to Gemini, you go to whatever AI you prefer. Have it create opportunities for information for you. Like I went into chat per Michael's instructions off air the other day, and I created a daily email that gets sent to me about all different aspects of the market, real estate information, agent information, technology information, buyers, sellers. I asked for links back to different articles so I can reference them. And I'm going to keep growing on that, but that keeps me in the loop on stuff. So if you guys want to buy or sell or help clients, have AI create something for you that you can utilize that makes sense for you, that you can then regurgitate, barf back out on social media and on videos, even though you don't want to be on video, even though Michael's super handsome and he doesn't want to be in video, but he does video with me every week. Get out there, be visible. Be the agent that nobody expects coming, and your inventory will grow in the coming year because you're putting the work in now. So never stop, never hold back, and keep crushing. Shut up.
Your phone rang.
No,
Greg and I found the sound effects, guys. So having fun. Greg, let's call it a show before we get past that 40-minute mark.
We're out of here.
And thank you. I hope everybody has a great holiday, especially my co-host, Greg McDaniel. And Greg, take us off.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is RE Geeks. We come here every week. We're talking real estate. We're talking tech. We're talking tactical. We're getting into the weeds. We're going to make you guys smarter, more agile. We're going to make you so aggressive that your competition won't see you coming until you sneak up and attack you, pop out of the ground and just snag them by the ankles and drag them under the ground, and you get the deal. All the antics aside, we're here to help and serve, and we're here to bring you content that's going to make your business more valuable to your consumers and vice versa. So we love you. Till after Thanksgiving. We'll see you then. Boom. Peace. We love
Thanks, Greg.
you. Bye.